Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Ward. I'm one of the Associate Deans of Admission in the Office of Admission at Providence College.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jack Knights. I'm also an associate dean at Providence College in the Office of Admission.
And we're both here today to talk about the college interview, help prepare you for it, and kind of talk through some of those essential tips for high school seniors. We're going to run through what you should be preparing for about your interview, some of those common questions to anticipate, and ultimately what an evaluative interview at Providence College means. So starting with that preparation piece of it, very helpful to know, get to know what going in. Is this interview going to be informational? Is it non-evaluative? Is it evaluative? At Providence, it is going to be evaluative, meaning it will be a component of your application if you have chosen to interview at PC. We'll dive deeper into that later, though. It's helpful to know who to expect that you'll be speaking with. At Providence, it is one of our admission counselors, like myself or Jack, our graduate assistant, or one of our trained senior admission fellows. Interviews are about 30 minutes, so you can anticipate to be on campus for at least that long. And in-person interviews at Providence are held in Harkins Hall. We'll give you a lot of information on where to park and ultimately how to find the building, but they will be in Harkins. If it's virtual, it will be through a platform pretty similar to Zoom or Google Meets. So hopefully you're pretty comfortable with that going in.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you figure out the logistics of things, you're going to want to be doing some research going in. This shouldn't be the first time that you're interacting with Providence College. Because they are evaluative, we're looking to see that you're interested in Providence and the reasons why you're interested in Providence. So we don't expect you to be an expert in Providence College, but definitely want you to have a good idea about what we're all about as an institution. And it's okay to come in with some questions. We want you to have questions during the interview. So, asking questions about different experiences at PC is definitely a great way to enhance your interview process. And it's great to bring in sort of a notepad to be able to remember some things, remember those questions that you want answered, but also remembering the things that you really want to hit during the interview to talk about yourself.
It is ultimately figuring out how to make that strong first impression. We're going to talk through some of those common questions that you can anticipate to have to answer. One specifically is kind of that broad, tell me about yourself. It's okay to practice some of those responses prior to coming in and feeling a little bit more comfortable about how to talk about yourself. When thinking about what to wear, this is again that time for that strong first impression, but by no means the time to break out a full suit. You're not coming to a wedding, you're just coming to that conversation. But that ultimate also means to kind of leave your sweatpants behind and come in looking presentable. As we are asking you to talk about yourself, we do know you want to stay humble in this process, but it's okay to come in very proud of all of your accomplishments. You've all done such incredible work throughout high school.
Yeah, so some of the questions that you might be thinking about going in and part of your research is thinking about your academic experiences and not just the list of classes that you've taken or are planning to take, but really why you are choosing a different major. And maybe it's because of an experience that you had in the classroom, that class that really made you dive deeper into a topic. Maybe you went and did something outside of the classroom and thinking about those things that you've done outside of the classroom. We don't want to just hear a listing of all the different clubs and organizations that you're involved in. We want to hear about what you've learned from those clubs and organizations and how you're going to bring those skills that you've learned to Providence College. And that why Providence College. We want to know why you're taking the time to do an interview with us, and why you're taking the time out of your summer to come talk with us about Providence and why you're a good fit to Providence College and why Providence College is a great fit for you. We want to see you connecting those dots when we're asking you that question.
Absolutely. As Jack referenced earlier, you're more than welcome to bring that notebook with you with a list of questions you want to ask us. You are interviewing Providence at the same time, too. There are some good ways of asking questions and some not so favorable ways to ask them. Some things to consider. What can I do to make my application stand out? Or what do the different admission deadlines mean for you at this school? Some of those ones to avoid talking bad about another school or comparing different schools that you're looking at. And truly, some students would just try to flat out ask, do you think I'll get in? It is not our place to tell you that in that moment. It is just one component of that admission review process, not the whole picture. Other things to try to avoid are some of those very easily Googleable answers. So as much as we want you doing that research coming in, if it's something you could just easily find, like, hey, your colors are black and white, is that right? Maybe not the right question to ask in that moment.
Yeah, and as Liz said, this is part of your application. So when we are reviewing applications, we will see the notes from an interview process. So it's really a chance for you to make a strong first impression with the person who is making the decision on your application. So maybe something will spark a memory of the conversation with the person that you're interviewing with when they're reading your application. And it does add that personal element, puts a face to the name of the application and not just a listing of classes and activities, but gives us a lot more depth within the application. And then it also gives you the chance to provide context and advocate for yourself in this interview process. So whether it's something that happened in your high school career that you want to talk about, be it struggling in a class or struggling with something outside of the classroom, or just giving us why Providence College is going to be such a great fit for you. So adding that context is such an important part of the interview process. And remember that the interview process, an interview is just one piece of the puzzle to your application. It's not the end all be all. There's lots of other parts of the application when we're making a decision. So know that while it is included, it's just one piece to the puzzle.
Absolutely. Hopefully, this was helpful for you thinking about that preparation, some questions to anticipate, and ultimately how an interview would be included in your application. If you have more questions, though, reach out to us. We're happy to help answer them. But thanks and have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Go Friars.